It's time for the absolutely, I'm on my way, completely, I'm almost there, random, why are there so many stairs? Podcast. Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the absolutely, completely random podcast for Saturday, June 13th, 2020. I'm Andrew Rhodes, currently dealing with the massive humidity and the heat. I do not like the heat, so if you hear my fan off in the background, it's trying to keep my room at a nice, toasty 80 degrees. At least it's better than the 90 I was suffering earlier this week. I mean, I was smelling dumplings, and I was nowhere near a Chinese restaurant. That's a problem. That's how hot it was. Yeah, but I'm here, though, this week. As always, your lovable host here. Professor Clump sent me a text. I asked if he wanted to come do a part in this episode, and he sent me a text and said, and I quote, too hot, enjoying my air conditioning, maybe next time. So, okay, no Professor Clump this week. He's enjoying some ice cream. Lucky bastard. I've had my fill of ice cream, though, for a little while. That's why I haven't been getting any at the store. It's not really on sale, and when it is on sale, it's like, I'll take a little break for a little while from it. Now I'll go back to it when it gets really freaking hot out, and I can use something to, oh, look here, let me cool my body off. Oh, that hits the spot. Yeah. That's basically when I'll start it up again. But anyway, what do I got to talk about this week here on the good old podcast? Well, believe it or not, Japan is enacting a law to make the copyright much more strict on downloaded manga and magazines. It's going to be going into effect in 2021. Shaman King is coming back, baby. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Guess what? If you were excited about Maricar or wondering what happened to that, it's back. They're attempting to save their business with crowdfunding. This is going to be fun. Oh, God. Chuck E. Cheese is $1 billion in debt and could shut down. Thank God. I hate it. I never went to Chuck E. Cheese, and I never really planned to. And Nintendo. Oh, God, Nintendo. Oh, jeez. They have said that there is more on the Nintendo Switch account hacks. Oh, God. It's never a good sign. Oh, yeah, and there's like some more topics that I might get into this week. Might be a surprise topic if, time allows. But, yeah, you never know. That's all this week on the absolutely, completely random podcast. But hey, before we get any further into this, you know the song and dance. I'm sure you do. Hum along if you know the words. ARHOADS-2012. You want to know what that's for? That's my eBay page. Come by, check out what I got, say hi. You never know. I might have something that might tickle your fancy. Remember, a holiday's always around the corner. There's always birthdays, parties, gift to tell somebody I think you're great, or just check out my crap. I might have something that you might be interested in and not even know it. You never know until you check it out. One person's trash is always another person's treasure. I do try to put new stuff up. Sometimes I am working on it, but I have a lot of other stuff that I'm currently doing at the same time, so putting this stuff up is not 100% easy when I still have stuff that I'm trying to get rid of that's taking priority first. So there is that problem. But I got DVDs, some video games, trading cards, and other stuff. I'm basically a floating flea market, basically. I'm a floating yard sale. So come by, check out my eBay page, ARHOADS-2012, on eBay. Don't forget to come on by Twitter and say hi at Otaku Roads. That's me on Twitter. Come by, shoot the shit, say hi. I'm usually always on Twitter like 2-3 times a day. Check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. I know I don't put much stuff on there in the way of posts, but I do try to every now and then. I'm just not that big on Facebook. Nothing against the place, but I found Twitter to be a lot more fun. I don't know why. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, thumbs down button, ring that bell icon. I mean, smash that thing. That way you can stay up to date on the latest videos that drop right here from the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Because I got discussion videos, rant videos, monthly Q&As, and reviews, and some other stuff in the works. Yeah, I'm still planning stuff. I haven't lost my touch yet. At least I hope not. But anyway, go check it out. But yeah, other than that, let's dive into the podcast. Alright, so this week was fun. So, last, I want to say, Friday? No, last Sunday, we finished watching Scorpion. We ended, well, at least what I had at the time. Because at the time I only had 2 seasons worth of the 4-season show, so we finished watching it up to what I had last Sunday, and I'm like, great. I already had a plan B, just in case, so it wasn't a total loss, and plan B was quite simple. I put on Megamind. They hadn't seen Megamind. My mom thought it was pretty good. If you haven't seen it, it's a DreamWorks movie. It's basically it's not exactly the type of superhero movie you would originally believe to be a superhero movie. It's pretty good. I remember watching it on FX a few times. It was on and FXX, and I wanted to show it to him the first time. It was on Tubi, but unfortunately I missed the boat on that, and I'm like, oh look, it's on Tubi. Hey, I'm gonna run out of episodes before my before the complete series that I ordered gets here. Not a problem. So took care of that. So that was Monday. Tuesday, the complete series showed up, so we started back in the Scorpion, and now we're already in the final season. So, yeah, I mean, we binge-watch this thing like crazy. We can get through like 4 to 6 episodes a day. So it's not that bad, gotta say. Otherwise, this week's been pretty dull and somewhat uneventful. Heat and humidity have been driving me up a freaking tree. Practicing my drawing, working on getting my pictures up for that video, music for that video, working on some other stuff, mostly just trying to deal with the heat, because we had like 80-degree temperatures this week. It was 80 degrees, 82 degrees, 89 degrees, 90 at the one point. It was miserable. And I mean, it was just hot and miserable. I couldn't take it. And here's a neat little heads up for anybody. If you ever know me, I am not a fan of the heat. When it gets over 85 degrees, hell, even when it gets into 85 degrees, I'm a little testy. When we're talking 90, I'm trying my best to stay as cool as I can, but I'm getting pissed off inside. We hit 92, forget it. Anything over 90, if I don't bite your head off, it's a miracle. If I seem grouchy or grumpy, take that as an indication, stay the hell away from me for a little bit. I'm getting too warm. I don't like doing a lot of stuff when it gets really super hot out, so I didn't, and that was like Thursday that it got up to like 90. So I didn't do any recording. So you may have noticed that there's like 2 videos that didn't show up this week. I didn't have like a video on Monday, and I didn't do one on, well, I know I didn't do one Saturday. So, at least today. So, yeah. It was too hot Thursday to do any recording. I was not about to even try, and I'm like, no, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to relax. I brought my tablet up, half a bag of chips, and... No, never mind. I brought the full bag of chips and a 2-liter. I just had myself a little party. So, you know what? I'm just going to sit up here, watch YouTube all night, and re-freaking-lax. And I did. I loved it. It was plenty enjoyable. But yeah, not going to lie. I did quite enjoy that. So, that was that. Now, the only downside, though, is that, yeah, it does kind of leave a lot to be desired. What have you been doing? You've been getting lazy. There's not really much I can do. Bills are being taken care of. I, put money aside to pay the bills, and I'm fine with that. That's fine. So, I don't have to worry about... Oh, the noise wasn't... Oh, so it's like, everything's being taken care of. Eventually, I'll end up going back to work at some point. I just haven't gotten the okay yet. And I do have my phone on silent tonight, just in case we get a massive slew of texts, because I'm tired of that group texting bullshit. So there is that. So hopefully that'll be taken care of. But otherwise, it's just been a boring week for me. Hot, miserable, and boring. All three things that I hate. But otherwise, yeah, that's about it. So let's dive into the podcast, shall we, and get this underway. Well, I mean, there was like a lot of stuff exciting that happened during the week, so let's get into talk about that, shall we? Alright, so I'm sure everybody by this point in time knows that Japan really doesn't like it when you download or take something and violate copyright. I mean, Nintendo has blown constant C&D orders, copyright infringements. Hell, so many companies from Japan have done that too, especially anime and manga ones. I mean, manga sites that pirate anime, or sorry, well, even anime sites. All right, anime streaming sites that pirate anime, and manga sites that pirate manga. My apologies. Have constantly had the issue of, here, let's dive into this. Let's go through this whole ordeal and everything else. So, Japan's new stricter copyright law on downloaded manga and magazines goes into effect in 2021. So their parliament enacted the proposed revised copyright law to expand the law to punish those who knowingly download illegally uploaded or printed manga, magazines, and other academic works. The revised law goes into effect on January 1st. The revision also bans leech sites that aggregate and provide hyperlinks to pirated media starting on October 1st. So, I mean, first off, this is actually pretty interesting because, and I do steer clear of a lot of political and governmental stuff, but this is kind of interesting. I never actually realized how strict it was to begin with, and it's getting stricter. I mean, I know that a lot of people look down upon a lot of sites that, you know, have manga out there you can read for free, or have anime you can watch for free. It's the place all over. I mean, everybody has a copyright strike system and a copyright enforcement system, so it's not exactly a whole massive new thing. I just get the kick out of this, though. So, the revision will still allow for downloading of a few frames from a manga of several dozen pages or more, or posting photographs where manga is not the focus of the photo, for example, appearing in reflections. So you can still download a few frames. Okay. I mean, it's interesting. The copyright law only formalized punishments for downloads of illegally uploaded music and videos, as well as illegal uploads of all materials. So it is pretty interesting. This bill was proposed back in March, so it's really cool. But this is the part that I get here, though. So the revision will also not punish people who download derivative works such as doujin or fan fiction or parodies. Now, this is what got me, because you always have people that will go, if you're parodying something, you just buy the original. I mean, you had Sean Schemmel, who voices Goku in the Funimation dub of Dragon Ball. He was asked a couple times at a convention, what are your thoughts on Team 4-Star? And he goes, I don't like them. The one time he actually made a comment, said, don't ask any questions about that. Somebody didn't hear that and asked anyway, and he got a little pissed off and said, I'm not for stuff like this. You know, it's painful to us that, you know, make a living off of this and other things. He was not a fan of it. But I would not see how a stricter copyright law affects fan fiction, doujin, or parodies, because they don't fall under what you would consider a, you know, work that's being copyright struck here. Because, at least the way I always see it, because you always have this issue here whenever you do something on YouTube. It's always, look, I'm not in violation of copyright. If you ever get a copyright strike or you get a claim, it's like, look, I can have this up under, because I'm reviewing this or I'm, you know, discussing this. I'm not taking credit for your work. I'm using it as part of an explanation or a review. And with stuff like this, on the other side of that coin, doujin, fanfiction, and parodies are just made up stuff based off of or inspired by an actual series. Like, if I were to make a fan fiction of, let's say, the Sentai series, I'm not ripping off the Sentai series, I'm making a fan fiction. Like, inspired by. This is a fan fiction. That was why Team 4-Star always had their, the following is a non-profit fan-based parody. And then explained that, support the official release. And they still got struck with copyright claims. Because nobody could understand this over there, that, look, they're not stealing your stuff. It's the fact that they're literally doing a fan-based parody. It's still your work, but it's not your work. It looks like yours, but it's not entirely yours. So there was that. But this is the part that got me. So penalties for repeat offenders of illegal downloads will be up to 2 years in jail, or a maximum fine of 2 million yen, about 18,274 American dollars, or both. Penalties for those operating leech sites include up to 5 years in jail, or a maximum fine of 5 million yen, about $45,686 American, or both. And, I just get a kick out of this. So, how exactly would they be able to tell if you illegally downloaded it in the first place? Unless you're pumping it up there and making an ass out of yourself. Most people that would do this, at least that I have ever seen talked about, got caught because they were stupid enough to brag about it all over the place. Or they got it from one of those leech sites. So it's not exactly their fault. It's just, hey, look, this shit happens. They got it, not realizing that they could have said, hey, look, I honestly thought this was legit. I did not know. So, there's a whole... It opens up, I think, a floodgate for possible issues, but it's still pretty cool. But also banned will be the pasting of hyperlinks to illegal websites on anonymous message boards or creating leech apps. Okay, the leech apps I can understand, but the message boards, I don't. I just love the... I love this. So, a subcommittee, though, of Japan's Agency of Cultural Affairs agreed on a plan in February of 2019 to create comprehensive laws banning the practice of knowingly downloading all illegal media from the internet. However, that plan caused concerns as critics argued the tighter regulations would be too broad and hinder the freedom of expressions of internet users. They revealed then the draft of a plan which contained exceptions and for screenshots to a panel of experts on November 27 to discuss the proposed changes. So basically, I have no fucking clue what the hell's going on here. I found it interesting. I'm not going to lie, because I knew that they had a strict, like I said, I knew they had a strict copyright law. And it was a strict one. A lot of people, especially YouTubers, complain that YouTube follows the U.S.'s copyright law, and people say that this one's too strict. But I can safely say, no, Japan's is a lot stricter. Because a lot of times, a lot of the companies that are copyright striking YouTubers are outside of where YouTube is located. And a majority of them are in Japan or around Japan, and they're just like, look, this is what we're doing here. This is, we're copyright striking you for this because it's our work, you're stealing. And it's like, no, it's not. They're not stealing it. They're using it in a review, context. It is kind of an interesting thing. But, yeah, this does go into a really unique sort of aspect here. But what I think bothers me is the repeat offenders. I'd like to know how exactly they're going to get them or how they're going to know. That's what gets me in the first place. Because like I said, unless you're openly bragging about it and you're shooting it off from a rooftop, most people are not stupid enough. This is almost like take a criminal, for example. I don't think somebody that would steal the Hope Diamond is going to go running around Times Square holding it in their hand and screaming, "Look what I just swiped." Nobody's that stupid. So that's what interests me, is how exactly would they consider the people that they get for this? I mean, the repeat offenders for the illegal downloads. I mean, I could see it, like I said, I could see like the companies in that. How exactly do they get the ones that are illegally downloading? The companies, like I said, the leech sites and the ones behind those, I could see that. For the ones operating. But how are they going to get the ones that are doing it all the time? Especially nowadays with a majority of people doing like those VPN servers and that, they could put them, I mean, they could literally be right next to the person hosting the leech site, and their VPN has them in Saskatchewan or in Australia, or hell, all the way down in Antarctica. And it's like, oh, if they're going by following the IP address, no IP address in the world is ever perfect. It just gives you a general vicinity. It doesn't give you an exact lock-on match. It never does. And if you have that type of technology, you're using it literally for copyright strikes. I find that interesting. But, I mean, this is interesting nonetheless. Confusing as all hell, but interesting. I'm honestly going to say I am interested. Hopefully they explain a little more of this as it gets closer to the deadline, but it's interesting. I'm not going to lie. It is very interesting. Alright, so this definitely has me interested. And excited, even. So, Shaman King is coming back. New TV anime set for April of next year. I loved Shaman King. It was one of the favorite shows I had on the Fox box. I loved it. I appreciated it. I adored the ever-loving crap out of it. I thought it was a good show. The manga was even great. Puzzles and Dragons did a Shaman King collaboration. I was drooling. I didn't get Yo Asakura, but I got some good characters. But still, I loved Shaman King. The plot of it, the story of it, it was a good show. So, the fact that it's coming back in 2021, I'm going to agree with the one thing on here. It makes you kind of wish that 2020 can end soon enough. So, it's back. So, the series is going to be returning. It's going to be covering all 35 volumes of the manga's complete edition. So, my guess is that it's going to sort of be, I want to say, sort of like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where it's basically going to be retelling the story, but new coat of paint, and definitely sticking 100% to the manga and not branching off into its own little storyline. Which is a possibility. I mean, that does happen. There are, moments when that happens. I mean, look at, like I said, Full Metal Alchemist. The original one went up to, like, volume 9 of the manga, then split off because there wasn't enough material left to work on. And instead of doing the Bleach route of, here, let's just up and throw filler episodes in every couple arcs and piss people off and confuse the hell out of me in the midst of the massive invasion of Aizen and the Iran cars. No. Let's just actually get a series, just change it up and just a whole different avenue. And then come out with the new one later on when the manga's close to completion. Not a problem, and it worked out quite well. Brotherhood was actually a lot better than the original, so yeah. But for those who missed the kingly action of the first time, here's a good piece of information for you. You can actually watch the original anime series. It's streaming on full anime TV and Bon Bon TV. So that's really cool. I mean, I actually have to check this out again. I liked Shaman King. The intro song is even really cool. Oversoul is really good. But here's how Viz, when they still had the license, described the show. To most people, ghosts are the stuff of horror stories and nightmares. But to Yo Asakura, a transfer student at Shinra Private Junior High, they're his friends. Yo Asakura is a shaman, one of the gifted few who can speak to the spirits by channeling ghosts into his body, like the long-dead samurai Amidamaru. He can allow them to possess him and use their powers, but a modern-day shaman faces great responsibilities because spirits and the people who work with them can be very dangerous indeed. I loved Shaman King. I actually played, it was for the Game Boy Advance. I played that game. What was it, Battle Spirits? Shaman King, no, Master of Spirits. That's what it was. I played the first one, and I always loved the one move that Yo could do once you got past a certain point. You always had to go, somehow the map always looped around and brought you back to the center of it, which was the home base. And you wound up there, and it's like, oh, there's a new power-up for you after, like, 2, or you get through, like, one whole dungeon, and then you come back. It's like, oh, yeah, here's a power-up for you. We think this might be useful. Oh, hey, thanks. Hey, I found this buddy of yours. He might be useful. Oh, hey, thanks. Here's this ancient relic that we use. It might come in handy. Yeah. And if you can change, like, the spirits and everything, if you hook up and you use Amidamaru, and you have the Antiquity and Yo's Sword of Light, it's really cool because then all of a sudden it's like Yo goes, Amidamaru, into the sword, into the Antiquity, and just literally forms his giant sword and slashes. And that's really cool. The final battle, I took it on like 3 different ways. Using Amidamaru's power, using the Judgment ability. You can combine spirits together, combine the items that you can equip on. There was even like a Pokemon-style Shaman King game. That one kind of sucked, though, I won't lie. But it's still, that one existed. You could take control of different spirits. You could evolve them, make them stronger, battle them out. Again, it did kind of suck. I did play it, but it did kind of suck. I'm not even going to lie, that did kind of suck. There was a PlayStation 2 game that really did blow. I remember playing that. You had to do certain things in the story mode. I don't even think I ever beat it. I think I just gave up and just said nuts to this. But yeah, this is something that has me interested. Especially if it's going to be, like I said, how I could assume a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood type of scenario where it's the same story retold, fresh coat of paint, new look, new feel to it. I'm all for this. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I'm all for this. When I first started getting Shonen Jump, way back in the day, we're talking way back in the day here. When I first started getting Shonen Jump, Shaman King was still running in it, and I would read it, and I was like, this is really interesting. And I just remembered Shaman King from the Fox box. I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. The fact that it's getting a remake and it's coming back with a new anime definitely impresses me. Especially the fact that we gotten the information that there's a new, I think it was a new manga or something that was happening with it. So this definitely impresses me. We're getting a whole new anime. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it doesn't get derailed, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I like Yo Asakura. I like the whole concept of the spirits and the ghosts you could take on, different ways they did it. I mean, if you ever pull up episodes of the show, even clips of it, it's really good to watch. I'm not even going to lie. You can pull up some of the battles that they get. I mean, it gets kind of intense, but it is good. It's good intense, but it is intense. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this. This has me chomping at the bit. I have to agree. This is making 2020 not want to end fast enough. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. Then again, I'm mostly looking forward to Fire Force Season 2, which is coming out this year yet. Whenever they get Dr. Stone back in. I don't even know if One Piece is back up and running yet. And if they are, I'll have to catch up. But, I mean, I haven't even caught up with Tower of God. I am, like, 4 or 5 episodes behind on that now. And it pisses me off. But this has me psyched. So hopefully we'll have some more information, like an exact date it's coming out. We just know it's April, time slot. But either way, has me excited. I'm chomping at the bit. I can't wait. I mean, I loved Shaman King. This is huge. This is really good. I love Shaman King. Alright, so this has got to be both the most exciting piece of news I have ever heard and the most uplifting piece of news I've ever heard. Hopefully it's true. So Chuck E. Cheese is apparently almost bankrupt and could shut down forever. I'm sorry. This is almost about as funny as my mom this week telling me that they canceled the local fair. That's for like freaking September. And I hated going to that thing. Even when I was in school. You can only go on the rides for so long. They get boring mighty fast. That's all you could do at this place, at that fair. There's no like games of chance or anything like that. Oh my god, no. The freaking residents would throw a fit. You could throw bales of hay in the contest, but it's only on certain days. Most of the time they expect you to go around, look at the wildlife, and check out their little pavilion, and it sucked. I remember my mom and I had to go down to it one time. We spent, I think it was like almost a good 8 hours down there. We were bored shitless. There was nothing to do. But Chuck E. Cheese closing its doors forever. Good fucking riddance. I'm sorry. Good riddance. Good riddance. I'm sorry. So Chuck E. Cheese could shut down for good after being severely hit by the coronavirus pandemic. The chain has remained shut for months because of the pandemic. It's nearly $1 billion in debt. The restaurant chain has approached lenders for an added $200 million loan to help the establishment wait out the pandemic and remain in business. The brand reported nearly $1 billion in debt on its balance sheet at the end of last year and has struggled to raise money, with branches continuing to remain shut. Okay, so you're blaming the pandemic for you guys being... I love this part. You're blaming the pandemic because you showed a $1 billion in the hole on your balance sheet at the end of last year. Now, if I remember correctly, the point when everybody had to pretty much stay at home and couldn't go anywhere was in March. Now, the end of last year would have been December 31st. So let's see, how long is there a difference between December 31st and March? What do we got here? January? February? Like at least 2 months. I just love that. God, it just sucks. So they're trying their best, though, to raise money with the branches continuing to remain shut. They're screwed. They have 610 franchises in 47 states and were forced to close all of them because of the pandemic. Well, yes, you can't social distance in a place where you had children running around trying to hug a giant mouse that's wearing skater pads, a baseball cap, and a t-shirt with a giant fucking C on it. I'm sorry. I mean, I know the history behind this place. I watched Defunct Land, but for God's sake, you're pissing and moaning because you're gonna have to close. You don't even have that much fun. The last time I heard, when was it that a family ever said, "Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese"? I have never heard anybody say, "Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese." I think there are kids that would rather go to the dentist's office than Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, God. Oh, God. Alright, so a sign posted, though, outside of a restaurant in Newark, I guess that's California, Newark, California, basically said that the operator of 577 kid-themed restaurants announced that it had agreed to be purchased by privately equality firm Apollo Global Management for $1.3 billion in 2014. How did you piss $1.3 billion away? So fearing an exodus of top executives, the restaurant chain announced it would pay them retention bonuses to help them continue with them during the financial crisis. So in other words, as the rats are trying to flee the ship here, that's almost great. Could you imagine the captain of the Titanic? Now wait a minute, damn it! I know we're going down. I know we're going down. But listen, there's 500 pieces of gold in my cabin. If you ride this out with me, they're all yours. We're plunging into the icy depths from hell. But if you stay on here and you help us through this, they're all yours. I love this. The Texas-based restaurant said it would pay top executives close to $3 million. You're paying them $3 million, including $1.3 million to your CEO, and you're $1 billion in debt. How are you pulling this money out of your ass? I mean, Jesus! I'm loving this. It was considered. So apparently, the company was considering refinancing, bankruptcy, and restructuring in April, expecting a relatively short shutdown. But the pandemic has caused the business to be shut down for more than 2 months now. You and everything else. I mean, there was a video where a person, they did like an animated video of what was life like before the virus, and this old guy is telling his grandkids about movie theaters, and the kids are just like excited, and then he's telling them about all the bad things that happen at the movie theaters. You know, how it's costing you a crap ton of money to go to the movies, and they screw you over at the concession stand, and you get the people in the theater talking on their cell phones, you know, talking behind you, chewing on their popcorn and everything else. And then the movie was still god-awful. And it's like, I hope when this entire thing goes back to normal, we can just agree to let movie theaters die. Like I said, I don't ever remember anybody going, hey, let's all go to Chuck E. Cheese. When was the last time you ever heard somebody say, let's go out to Chuck E. Cheese? I guarantee you, if families ever say, hey, we're going to up and basically go out for dinner tonight, kids, where do you want to go? McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, a pizza place, some type of family restaurant. How about Chuck E. Cheese? Nothing. That quiet is what you'll fucking hear. I love this. They were $1 billion in debt. They were $1 billion in debt at the end of last year, and it's like, well, it's because of the coronavirus. We're $1 billion in debt. No, you're $1 billion in debt because you got god-awful pizza. You're nothing more than a giant death trap. And in all honesty, I don't think any parent in their right mind can afford going to you when you keep jacking up your prices trying to be the micro Disneyland. I just love this. But the whole restaurant, it's not just Chuck E. Cheese, but the whole restaurant has been hit severely by the pandemic. IHOP, Denny's, Ruby Tuesdays, and TGI Fridays are some of the chains that have shut down for good because of the pandemic. Yeah, here's the downside. There's still fucking Denny's around yet? I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off this topic here. There's still Denny's? They still exist? The last one I remember being anywhere near me is now an empty building, or is it? No, it's an empty building. I don't even think it's a. I think it tried becoming a hibachi restaurant. I think that failed. I don't think there's anything there anymore. And it's like right across the street from a Mexican restaurant, and right down the street from a fucking Olive Garden. So it's like, Denny's still exists? There are still Denny's? Oh my god! I thought they died a long time ago. My God, I learn something new every day. I thought Denny's had died a long time ago. I didn't know they were still around. Wow. Okay, Ruby Tuesdays and TGI Fridays I could kind of see having issues, but TGI Fridays does mostly a lot of their stuff, and they have branched into the, here, let us put our stuff in your grocer's shelves, because we know you're not going to come to our fucking restaurant and eat. Nobody knows that. And IHOP, I had their pancakes one time, and I vowed never again. When I was going to tech school, the one kid was in the other side of the room in another class, and he offered to run over and get breakfast for everybody, because it was going to be a long day, and it was miserably hot in there. And it's like, look, I'll be nice, run over and get breakfast for everybody, like, you know, $1 pancakes, because they had a special going on. It's like, yeah, sure, what the hell, I had $1 on me. He came back, I ate them, and I vowed never again, because they are god-awful pancakes. I'm sorry, they are. IHOP is god-awful pancakes. But I like that they've shut down for good. Okay, if IHOP dies, it's no love loss. TGI Fridays does a lot of their stuff frozen in grocers' freezers now. You can get them there. Hell, they even have stuff that they just put like out in snack foods. I've seen. Ruby Tuesdays, no love lost. And I already thought Denny's was fucking dead. So I'm quite shocked that Denny's was still alive. Holy hell. But in 2019, Chuck E. Cheese reported revenues of $900 million, with 44% of the revenue coming from food and beverage sales. But yet, according to this, they were $1 billion in debt. Right? Wait, where was that? Were they $1 billion in debt at the end of, yeah, they were nearly $1 billion in debt at the end of last year. At the end of last year. Sorry, I love this. That's bullshit. Oh my God. Yeah, but the economy tanking though on account of the corona pandemic caused serious damage to business all over. I'm not gonna lie, many household American brand names are in danger of disappearing forever. I mean, you get Neiman Marcus, and a whole bunch of other. But I just love it. Like $1 billion in debt, and it's like, here, let's just take care of this problem. Here, we know the rats want to flee the sinking ship, so you little mice are looking for your cheese and trying to escape on the cheese and float off to safety. If we give you more cheese, would you be willing to stay? I'm sorry, I just love this. I'm sorry, it's just, I find this hilarious as hell. It's like, if this thing goes, I'm not gonna cry. I'm really not gonna be upset if Chuck E. Cheese dies. I'm not. As far as I'm concerned, if Chuck E. Cheese fades away into the distance, never to be seen from again, it is no love loss. Okay? And I mean that. It is no love loss. If Chuck E. Cheese dies off, I'm not gonna cry a tear. They've been shut down for 2 months. They can't function. 610 branches in 47 states across America might have to close down. Hey, guess what? That's free space then to open up a daycare center for kids. Because you'll still have the ball pit and the tables and the kitchen, and somebody could redraft that as a daycare center and make a crap ton of cash. I'm sorry. I have no respect for Chuck E. Cheese. I've heard so many bad things about the place, from god-awful pizza. How do you fuck up a pizza? I mean, that bothers me. But from bad pizza to really piss-poor conditions, yeah, you brought this on yourselves. You can't, and I like how they're blaming the pandemic. Well, we were going to restructure and do all this and that prior to, going out. You could still sell your food. Just tell them to do curbside pickup. They just can't sit around for the entertainment value. I mean, what the hell is there entertainment-wise? Oh, sorry, your crappy animatronics, if you still even have them. Your kids' play area, if you still even have that. Yeah, sure, what the hell? No, I would just turn it like a little daycare center when they all close up. I mean, I don't mean to sound ghoulish, but I have no respect for Chuck E. Cheese. None whatsoever. But I am shocked that Denny's is still around yet. That there were still Denny's around. I am shocked at that. I thought they all died off a long time ago. I am amazed that there are still Denny's out there. Wow. Oh my God. Denny's still existed. My God, I never knew it still existed. Holy crap, that is amazing to me. So just when you thought it was safe to travel the streets of Tokyo again, bad news, I'm afraid. Remember that infamous Mario go-kart company over in Japan, Maricar? They're back! Oh God, this is not good. So, first off, this is just sad at this point. They just do not want to die. They're dead. They know they're screwed. When you got a cease and desist order from Nintendo over copyright, you know your goose is cooked. I am all for a corporation wanting to take on the bigger corporation and try to kick its ass, but you're going up against Nintendo. That would be like me flipping Disney off and hoping that Mickey Mouse's personal bodyguards aren't going to come out and kick my ass. That's just it. The saga will never truly end for the bootleg Mario Kart-esque go-kart rental company, once known as Maricar, because multiple legal battles with Nintendo forced them to change it to Streetcar. We remember that. We remember that crap hole. It's like, yeah, let's pull up their website. Oh God, I remember that. Oh my God, that's funny. Oh Lord. If the name isn't familiar, you'll probably recognize him from the annoying little go-kart tourists use to zip around Japan, often dressed as Mario Kart players, minions, or other characters. The company's latest battle, though, has them fighting off the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and attempting to keep the business afloat via crowdfunding. Look, at this point, just throw in the towel, for God's sake. We're begging you here. I love a good story as much as the next person, and the continuing saga of Maricar is, I remember them from the Maricar thing. Oh my God, do I remember the Maricar thing. Every time I see this name pop up, I'm like, nope, that's topic for the week. I gotta talk about this topic. It's a freaking Mario Kart topic again. Oh God. So, multiple court losses against Nintendo didn't wipe them out completely. Sure as hell put a dent in their cheese palate, though, but it didn't take them out of the game. And they lost every step of the way to Nintendo. Nintendo just kicked their ass in the courtroom. But the COVID-19 pandemic cut through tourism badly enough to hit them with some major financial damage. Thus, a campfire crowdfunding page is currently live and hoping to pull in a total of 2 million yen. About $18,558 to save the company. Oh God, tell me I can pull this up. Okay, I think I can. All right, let's see what this. I'm gonna see what this looks like. Hopefully, if it'll load up. But oh God. Unfortunately, for them, with 21 days remaining, they're only a sliver of a fraction of the way of their goal. As of the article's writing, they... Oh, God! Oh, my God, this is fun. All right, I'm sorry, I love this. Oh, man, I love finding topics that make me laugh. So, when did this topic get written? This article was written on June 9th. Okay, so, June 9th. So as of June 9th, Streetcar has pulled in a whoppingly massive 1,596 yen. About $15. From 3 supporters. Let me guess, here's $5, here's $5, and here's $5. What the hell? I'll give you $5. Oh my god, I love this. Oh my god. Hey, let me see this. Can you see this campfire page is up here? Oh my god, this is fun. This is just so fun. Oh my god, I'm loving this. Okay, so their goal is $18,558 American, and they've got a whopping $15. It's just about $15. Oh god! I'm sorry, I love this. Alright, so oh Lord. Oh, I think I'm gonna die laughing here. Oh. Oh. Oh, I don't think I can keep going like this. Whew. Oh. Alright. So the page popped up here. Let me see. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay, it popped up, but of course, my translator isn't working, so I'm not able to read what it says, because I don't read kanji! Always translate Japanese. Damn it. I can't. As much as I love the Japanese language, I cannot read it! Come on, translate, you son of a bitch. Probably because I'm doing an update at the same time, it just doesn't want to... just doesn't want to go, but... oh my god, I love this. I mean, it got a whopping $15. Alright, so, but from the looks of it though, Japanese citizens who already find these carts annoying aren't exactly the best people to come to for financial support. No, it's almost like, that's a good analogy here. You know what? It's almost like me going to the mole people that live underneath the building that I'm trying to build and, you know, asking them, hey, would you mind if I put some of these pillars in the ground, possibly blow up some of your homes underground here? I want to make this building up here really sturdy. And they're pissed off because I'm literally disturbing them on a daily basis. Yeah, no, that's the perfect scenario. Don't ever make that happen. Now, oh god, this is hilarious. I love this. Okay, here we go. Finally got it to translate. Yay! Oh, yay, it finally translated. Alright, so I love this. Alright, here we go. Street cart offers tours for tourists to Japan with a single-seater public road cart that can be driven with an international license. With the spread of new coronavirus infection diseases, customers from various countries are unable to enter and leave the country, which is a major obstacle to management. They have 17 days left. They got 3 supporters for a whopping 1,569 JPY. They're talking about a 2 million yen. With an description that is really piss poor. Oh my god. This is hilarious. This is good. I love this. So, okay, here we go. Okay, I love this. First off, they have street cart spelled 2 different fucking ways on here. One, it's spelled with a K, and then when you get down into the what they're all about, it's spelled with a C. Oh, I love this. Street cart is an adventure-type, healthy sightseeing activity where you drive a car like a go-kart on a public road to enjoy sightseeing. We are very instructed mainly by customers from overseas. We are very instructed. I'm assuming this is the translation fucking this up because, honest to God, I'm loving this even more. Due to the recent expansion of the new coronavirus, pneumonia infection. Wow, that's new. Okay, the number They really don't. This coronavirus pandemic infection, should say. The number of customers from overseas has decreased significantly, and the government has been forced to refrain from marketing in response to the announcement of an emergency situation by the government, which they lifted early in your country. Try again, jackass. Yeah, they lifted that early, actually, in Japan. That was like a huge thing. I think like a week or two ago. They lifted it early. Considering the safety of our customers and staff, we will refrain from sales for the time being. It will be an uncertain battle with the new coronavirus, but we would like to support the store's survival funds until it opens again in the near future with the support of everyone. So you're basically telling people, don't bother helping us, but help us. We can't sell you anything. We're refraining from sales, but we want you to buy from us. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love this. This is funny. This is hilarious. Oh my god. Use of funds. I love this. Rent, personal expenses. Rent, personal expenses, miscellaneous expenses, and campfire fees during the period of self-restraint. Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god, I love it. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I love this. So rent I could understand. Personal expenses, miscellaneous expenses, the campfire fees, sure, but is this your personal expenses or the business's personal expenses? And then miscellaneous expenses. What, are you gonna suddenly buy $500 worth of sushi and call it a miscellaneous expense? Well, that turns me off of giving them money like I ever planned to. About return. 2,000 yen for simple support. Support for 8,000 yen worth of tickets that can be used after the resuming business for 5,000 yen. Ooh, it's a 3,000 yen discount. In case of all or nothing method, this project will be implemented in all or nothing method. If you do not reach the target amount, we will not deliver the plan nor return the plan. So wait, if you don't reach your goal, you don't give out the plan? And you're not going to give them back their money? So, wait a minute. You have $15 in here. Just about. Hold on. I have got to know what the translation, what the conversion rate of that is. That has me curious here. Hold on. I have got to know exactly what it is. JPY USD. Okay. I have got to know what the exchange rate is here. I'm sorry. So we got here 1,500. What is it? 1,569. Okay. 1,569 yen. $14.62. I'm sorry, I love this. 1462. 1462. Look, figure it this way. Just cut your losses. They bought you a nice lunch. Here's what you get for the return. You can send submissions and questions in the messages. Send opinions and questions. Yeah, I got an opinion for you, but you don't want to hear it. And I'm trying to be polite about this. For 500 yen, you get a thank you for your support. The staff will send you a thank you email. Wow, that's so sweet of you. And that's what the 3 people picked. for 5,000 yen. No biters on this. No takers. Nobody's even nibbling at the bait. We will return the tour ticket, which is usually sold for 8,000 yen. The validity period April 2021 to March 2022. Yeah, not a single biter. I'm sorry. I just get a kick out of this. So, I had the utmost sympathy for you. Nintendo screwed you over. I thought this was a cool idea. If you would have had, like, permission from the government, a separated lane, certain times a week, like once a week you were allowed to have tours, and you could have went around, had like the little event or something, and you would have worked out a deal with Nintendo. I was all for this idea. I thought, no, this is cool, you can do this. But then you just started going too far off the rails with this. I love this. There's still time, though, for Streetcar to succeed, but the current state of crowdfunding is looking pretty grim for those who want to zip around Tokyo Mario Kart style. I'm sorry. I love this. This is the best topic of the night, hands down. I think this one ties, or is really close second, maybe, to the Sailor Moon condom. Holy God! We want you to fund our failing, miserable business that's already received cease and desist letters from Nintendo, has dealt with Nintendo's lawyers, has lost every court case we have gone into, and we want you to bankroll us. Not on your goddamn lives would I ever bankroll you. Nintendo sends you cease and desist letters. Look, you got you have $14.62. Do yourselves a favor. Buy yourself a nice lunch, split it, and call it a day. Lock the doors, sell off the shit, and just go about the rest of your lives. This was a nice experiment. It's not going to work anymore. You got too many. Plus, you have Super Nintendo Land. They're going to have something similar there. You are not going to be able to succeed in this anymore. You had issues going into this with crashing into stuff, safety concerns. The cease and desist letters alone would have had me running for the hills and saying, "You can kiss my ass." Put the balls on you to ask people now for money to bail your ass out. Boggles my mind. I think, hell no, you're not getting a dime from me. And as far as I'm concerned, and I really hate to say it today, anybody that gives you money obviously just wanted to feel good about themselves or get an email, which is the only 3 people that gave money, just wanted to thank you email, to have them say, "Thank you for believing in us. Look, I believed in you, but you've taken my belief and stomped upon it on the ground. There's nothing left." I mean, 1,500 yen. You want 2 million. Personal expenses, miscellaneous expenses, rents. It's like you want the people to basically keep your asses afloat, not the business. It's like, here, I mean, that would be like me doing a crowdfunding because I want money. Well, what's the money going to go for? Oh, I want to buy a big screen TV and some shoes, some underwear. I want to get my hair done. I want to go down to that coffee shop from Idiocracy and get a hot colonic. I mean, there's just so much that I want to do with myself with your money you're going to donate to me. And that's what this smells like to me. When they put down personal expenses and miscellaneous expenses, that's a red flag right there. Oh my God. Just do not give up. Please, I implore you. Take the loss, take the experience from the loss, and just move on with your lives. Oh, well, let's see how many weeks we go now for the next Mario Kart topic. So this has just been like an exciting week for gamers. I mean, PS5 was revealed on Thursday, and people are already bad-mouthing this thing. And then on top of that, earlier in the week, Nintendo makes a startling announcement. Guess what? They're now saying that the accounts of 300,000 Switch users have been hacked. Nintendo. Nin-freaking-tendo. Good God, Nintendo. Makes me glad I don't have a damn Switch. I mean, holy hell, this bothers me. So, if you have a Nintendo Switch, did you also have a 3DS or a Wii U? If you answered yes, there's a possibility that your Nintendo Switch account was one of about 300,000 that got breached by hackers. Nintendo announced this back in April, but then it doubled the numbers of the affected accounts in an update. So it was originally 150,000, now it's 300,000. The issue applies specifically to anyone who connected their old Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, Nintendo Network ID or NNID, to the Switch. Nintendo now uses a system called Nintendo Account, but the company allowed people with existing NNIDs to connect those to their new Nintendo account. Brilliant idea, morons. Nintendo said it no longer allows NNID logins to the Switch, so no duh. If your account was breached, you'll likely soon be receiving an email that'll... you can see it, you can pull up the email from the article here, but it'll basically... This is about the gist of it. This is an automatically generated email from Nintendo. Name, insert name here. A new device has been used to sign into your this Nintendo account. Device, iPhone, browser, Safari, or whatever the thing is, date and time, location. If you do not recognize this sign-in activity, your account may have been accessed by an unauthorized third party. Please use the link to change your password. You can renew sign-in history. Another link. Please note the location is estimated based on the IP address used at the time of sign-in. You cannot opt out of this kind of email. No shit, you wouldn't want to. But beyond sending the email, though, to the account associated with your Nintendo account, Nintendo is alerting affected users by forcing a password reset. No shit. That should have been one of the first things you did after the 150 accounts were basically hacked. You should say, hey, look, password resets for everybody. At that point, be like Oprah passing out the Pontiacs. You're getting a new password, and you're getting a new password. You're all getting brand new passwords because we got fucking hacked. That's what I would have done. As a further precaution, the company said, we will soon contact users about resetting passwords for Nintendo Network IDs and Nintendo accounts that have reason to believe were accessed without authorization. But yet, he said you're no longer allowing NNIDs to log in, so why change it? That's stupid. Going forward, though, the company suggests doing two things to make your account more secure. First, you should change the password associated with both your Nintendo account and your Nintendo Network ID. Second, you should set up two-factor authorization, which adds an extra layer of security on top of a password. Yes, it's usually in the form of an SMS text message or email that you'll get with a code that you'll have to type in. Now, I like that idea, but it often gets annoying. I could have did it with PayPal, and I did do it with PayPal, and the thing was that it bugged the crap out of me, because every time I would go to log in, I'd have to get a text message from PayPal with the password, with the code to get in. Even if I just wanted to go in and check something for 3 seconds and then log back out because I wanted to get something like the next day, or I just was curious, hey, what do I have in here? And then, or later on that day, go back in again. Oh, here's a passcode. Son of a bitch. I mean, it's good, but at the same time, it's annoying as all hell. I'm not going to lie. It's good, but then it's annoying as all hell. But on top of that wonderful drop of BS this week, we also were given what I'd like to call the middle finger from good old Sony. I mean, hell, even Xbox got into the crap this week, having a glitch for their Call of Duty game. Players were getting hit with an 85 gigabyte download for the freaking update. That was amazing. And it's like, oh yeah, no, here's like a mess of thing. But Sony revealed the PS5 this week. Oh, goody, goody gumdrops. They revealed it finally. After delaying it, and people were getting pissed off about it, they revealed it. It's like, here's what the PS5 looks like. Everybody can enjoy it. This thing looks like they yanked it right out of Gladys's headquarters. I mean, I'm not even joking. It looks like a freaking... It honestly looks like a robot's head. Like a thin-visored robot's head. Something you'd see from like a really crappy science fiction movie. And that's honestly what it looks like. And this is what they're pandering to the people. I mean, yeah, okay, sure. From a far enough standpoint, it looks kind of cool. But at the same time, it looks like an overglorified computer tower. I think I saw something like that as a computer tower. It's even been pictured on its side. So the new PS5 was pictured laying on its side, a futuristic white and black finish with blue highlights. They showed this thing, the DualSense controller, back in April when it was debuted. They also displayed a suite of gear-like HD camera, controller, charging station, media remote, and a Pulse 3D wireless headset. It's unclear, though, at this time if this gear is bundled or an optional add-on. Well, seeing as Sony's probably going to jack up the price on this sumbitch, I'm going to go with a massive add-on. The next-gen console will have 2 versions, the standard model with Blu-ray drive and a slimmer digital edition machine that's discless. Okay, okay. So you get the digital edition machine that's discless. So this means pure download only. It relies solely on downloads and streaming. What the hell? Apparently the PS5 is using a solid-state drive as opposed to a hard drive like the previous PlayStation. The game disc will support a capacity of up to 100 gigabytes. That's impressive. So that means it's Blu-ray quality games then. It's got to be on a Blu-ray disc. We're talking like a medium density or high density Blu-ray disc then, I would assume. Prices and releases dates weren't yet given by Sony's CEO, Jim Ryan. But he said that the company is planning to launch it later this year. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, this is idiotic to me. I mean, there's like a possibility as to what the price could be. When people were saying it might cost as much as the PS3, I'm gonna venture a wild guess and go, this thing's gonna cost more like the PS4 or the Xbox One X when it came out. But, I mean, sweet, holy God, this is idiotic here. This thing looks ugly in a way. I mean, when I picture a PlayStation console, I don't picture a white case with a black visor type thing and blue highlights on it. This literally looks like a computer somebody would have in their home that they built themselves. Literally, I mean, besides that, it looks like a freaking robot head, in a way. You have the controller that looks like they literally went to Aperture Science, swiped 90% of their tech, took it out of there, escaped Gladys for somehow, got out of there, and it's like, now we're going to make ourselves a PlayStation 5. Just make yourselves a PS Infinity, make it available, easy to play all the games, have a disc drive in it that you're able to play all the games on it from the PlayStation all the way up to whatever console you want to come out with next, which would be this. So from the PS1 to the PS5, we call it the PS Infinity. That's all you got to do. I mean, seriously, that's literally all you got to do. But if that wasn't enough gaming bullshit for you this week, because at this point, when is it ever enough? No. Xbox, Microsoft, Call of Duty bug. Oh God, I love this. So, players were looking forward to doing Call of Duty Modern Warfare's latest season. It arrived Wednesday night alongside another giant update download. But thanks to a bug, which bothers me, the download was twice as big for some Xbox One players, forcing them to effectively download an entire game's worth of data to keep playing. So, we're going with, hey, good news. You can play the new game, but it's going to be like 84 gigabytes. Yeah, I love this. So Microsoft and, Activision, I guess, was saying that we're actively investigating an issue for hashtag Modern Warfare, where some players on Xbox are seeing a larger than expected download size for today's update. Activision customer support tweeted earlier that morning, and I love this. Larger than expected download size was an understatement. While not all players on Xbox One had an issue, many reported needing to download an 84 gigabyte update just under twice the 44.4 gigabyte it was supposed to be. I want to ask this question again. When was it that DLC became the size of the actual fucking game? I mean, 44.4 gigabytes, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, sure. Let's have a freaking massive download. And you have a piss poor internet connection, piss shit poor connection. And hey, guess what? Why should we be bothered to even for a moment think, you know what? I'm perfectly content with this. Now, that would annoy the hell out of me. According to a screenshot on here, the update was like 84.82 gigs. Whew. Holy hell. I liked how one person goes, they had to delete 2 games to download this effing update. I mean, God, that's humongous. But it's worth pointing out that even the 44.4 gigabyte update is still a lot of space. The entirety of Borderlands 3 on Xbox One was 54.4 gigabytes. Massive updates like this have been standard for Modern Warfare, but not only is the file size for the game ridiculously big, it was around 187 gigabytes when the person deleted it over the weekend to make room for some other stuff. Its updates also have routinely been around 30 gigabytes or larger. For a game! For a game! Oh, God. This is horrible. And there is an update. The issue is resolved according to Activision. So they're saying, thank you for your patience. The issue is resolved. Please reach out to us again if you're still experiencing this issue. Here's an idea. How about you actually make it so that the game download isn't a fucking massive shit show of an update? I mean, I'm kind of glad at this point that I bowed out of gaming. With Nintendo accounts getting hacked, Sony shoving a robotic PS5 down my throat, and now games on an Xbox being as much of a hard drive hog as my freaking hard drive. I have a couple 80 gigabyte hard drives. I have some 40 gigabyte hard drives. None of those would be able to handle this son of a bitch. Not to mention the fact that whatever the size is on your hard drive, you're not getting that complete size, because you always have that small amount of space where the boot up program for when you connect the hard drive is by default. So even if you have, let's say, a 160 gigabyte hard drive, you're only getting maybe 59 gigabytes at best, because you're going to have at least like 1 gigabyte of space, or not even that sometimes, with data. And it's mostly just the boot up program for the hard drive to kick on. I mean, God. I find this ironically horrific. Nintendo having accounts hacked, Sony shoving that god-awful looking PS5 down my throat, and now an 84 gigabyte update. That's it. The big three companies don't even know what the fuck they're doing anymore with games. Let's just wrap this thing up. Somebody throw them a bone, pat them on the head, and tell them they did a good job, but time to go away. Somebody else has to take over. Holy hell! That's pathetic. That is pathetic. Ugh. Alright, everybody, and that's going to pretty much do it then this week for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, listening for the last almost, I would say definitely over an hour. With me here this week. Thank you all so much. As always, remember, submit your questions for the June Q&A. I'm shooting for, pull up my calendar here. What am I shooting for again? If my calendar comes up. I'm aiming for the 23rd at 12 a.m. Eastern Time deadline. That's the deadline. So don't forget. Remember, parenthesis Q ampersand A, and I will know not to answer it right away. You can leave it in any comments of my video or in the community tab if you have access to that via desktop. It doesn't work for Android and app. Wish YouTube would get their ass in gear on that. They won't. I loved how I had to do a survey this morning. What can YouTube do to improve itself? Yeah, Christmas came early this morning for me. I had fun with that. But, yeah, otherwise, thank you all so much for tuning in. Like I said, submit your questions. Don't forget, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, ring the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will catch us all next week here on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Bye, everybody.